Hello, everyone. Hello. Oh, shit. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is Tammy Morrison. I am here on TikTok. I'm Intuitive Tammy. Thank you for joining me today. Live on TikTok as well as YouTube. And so I wanted to just kind of talk about what if you looked at your obstacles as lessons? What if you looked at your obstacles as lessons? What if you changed your perspective and reframed your perspective and decided that the things that you are seeing as obstacles are lessons? Um, it's almost like I remember when I was growing up and they said that, some of the things that you were going through in your life, oh my God, it's like if you could just see how, these things were going to affect you, then you wouldn't be, looking at them as obstacles, and they actually may be obstacles. Let me share this out. Thank you for tapping the screen. I would love it if you would share this out to some folks. Okay. So I'm sharing this out to a few folks, but as y'all come through, tap that screen and let's talk a little bit about how we can shift our perspective. So when we really begin to start to look at our obstacles as lessons and we start really, okay, I think that's UPS. Y'all, it looked like it was about to come through my door. So anyway, what made me start thinking about this is I thought about so many things that happened in my life that at the time I felt was a challenge. It was challenging things, like when I was raising my kids, I had, okay, good. I have, I had two children pretty close together. They were 19 months apart. And then I added another one that luckily I didn't have to birth him. I just was able to participate in raising him. But yeah, it was hard times, I thought, and when I think back on it, it was times that I grew so much and I learned so much because I love my kids, and just being able to be their mother was like a goal. It was a thing. I truly did enjoy that. And I think that, I thank God every day for giving me the pleasure giving me the pleasure of being able to raise those children, and raise them well and raise them where, you know, nobody's in prison. Everybody is doing well. They all work. They all have their own, spaces to live. They take care of themselves. And that, to me, that is like the biggest blessing. That that's huge. And so what started making me think, I was sitting at work last night and I thought, what if we can just reframe obstacles into lessons, or really also blessings? Because sometimes an obstacle comes and it gives you an open door to make a decision that maybe you needed to make, a shift that you needed to make in your life, because it pops up. Because what happens a lot of times is we desire to have things, that's what we do. We desire to have things, but what happens a lot of times is we allow obstacles to pop up, before us. Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank y'all for helping me meet my life goals, and thank you for joining my team. And thank you for subscribing, because my subscribers, I am so excited. I'm trying to get to 25 subscribers so that I can do subscriber only lives. I want to do some meditation and some healing, and I would love to do that with my subscribers. And so if that is something that you are looking for, come and join me. Subscribe. It's only $2.99 a month. So anyway, moving forward, speaking about the obstacles becoming the lessons, because the thing about it is what we don't realize is that um, the way we look at things is what helps to determine how they show up in your life and what happens in your life from that situation, what you look at things. I know one thing. I think I'm going to change this, whatever this is. I'm gonna do that one. Okay. Cause y'all, that was messing with it was messing with me, so I had to change it. I had to change it. I used this one the other day where I really like it, but I had to change it because it was just really, 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 really doing something to my eyes. And, you know, could be that, you know, but anyway. so, anyway, you know, when you sit down to journal and when you sit down to meditate or you sit down to pray, or you sit down to meditate, pray, and then journal, because that's usually how I do it. But when you sit down with yourself, with your team, with your higher self, with God, the source, the universe, when you sit down with them and you start pulling out all the obstacles and all the blockages and all the things, and you start feeling like you're stuck and, you know, all of this. And so I know how that feels, but you're not stuck. You're not stuck. We feel stuck because we feel like we can't move, but we can move. That's the news flash. It's like you can move. You can move. I promise you, you can move. You know, but is it in the way that you want to? And the other thing is, when you start looking at these obstacles and realizing that they're just lessons, it's going to take you to, you know, a deeper, higher vibration. And it's going to shift your frequency for you because you begin to realize that it's just a lesson. That's all it is. It's not really a blockage. It's an obstacle. It's almost like a what is that thing they do in track? Hurdle. You know, I had to remember I used to run track, but I could never do the hurdles because I'm 5 feet tall. That just wasn't something I wanted to do. But the hurdles. So it's not a hurdle. It's not a hurdle. That's the thing. You know, you sit down and you think about it, you're like, oh my God. You know, but it's not a hurdle. It's not. It's not a hurdle. It's just a thing. And you know what I've learned too is that you don't even want to you don't even want to look at it even really hard. You know, you want to try to stay neutral and open. That's what you want to do. It's what you want to do. You want to stay open and easy. You know, you want to begin to really start to hone in and look at what these things are teaching you. That's why I said you want to shift your perspective, and you want to start understanding and looking at what these things are teaching you, because they came for a reason. You know, many times we manifest these things and we don't even realize that we have manifested it, because a lot of times, you know, everybody's talking about manifesting now, and yes, it is amazing and wonderful, but manifesting is um you manifest today what you set intentions for yesterday. You know, and you set intentions regardless of whether you think you do or not, but you do. You set intentions and you say, okay, this is what I want, or this is what I need, or this is what I desire, whatever word you use, because there are just words. But you start thinking about that stuff and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, this really isn't a bad thing, because maybe you got turned down for your house that you wanted. You got turned down for your house and you saw this place and you really liked it and you wanted it. And so you started, put the paperwork in or whatever to get it. And they rejected your offer or they turned you down or yeah. And you were like, why did they do that? And so they looked at you and they were like, oh, and you had talked to them and they had, you know, said that, it was going to work out and you talked to your mortgage person or whatever. And yeah, it just fell through. But you really liked this house. You really wanted this house, you know? But then what happens? What happened is later on, you found out that they had some structure damage in that house, and the person ended up either having to spend a lot of money, or they end up having to move and try to, recoup some money, get another house, whatever. It's all kinds of things, So you realize that really wasn't even that. And my friend Florence Scovel Shin likes to say that, is it the divine selection? And for that, she was talking about a person. But I believe that the divine selection could be in anything. Is it the divine selection for you to be at that job? Or is there another job that you could be at? Or is there a business that you could be running? Or what is it that your heart wants to do? Is there something else you can do? That really is a thing. Is there something else you can do? You know, and what is it that that your heart desires? What do you want? Thank you so much for joining. Thank y'all for tapping that screen. I would love to get those likes to at least 1,000, at least 1K. That'd be great. But 5K would even be better. But thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you for helping me meet my life goals, which is roses. So you can give me some roses. Those are amazing. I love roses. But yeah, as you start really, really unpacking this stuff, and I'm taking y'all on a journey with me, because that is what I started doing, is unpacking this stuff. Unpacking, talking about it, writing about it. I have my journal right here. Y'all see? I have my journal right there. And it's not, like I said, yeah, I was gonna say I got it out of Ross's, and it was very, very reasonable, very nice. And to me, if it's under $5, that's reasonable in Ross's. But anyway, yeah, when I find nice, cute little notebooks and stuff, a lot of times I'll just get them, and I do it because some of the clients I work with, I've been guided to give them journals, because I typically, in the sessions, I usually tell them, are you journaling? Because you need to journal, and I'll explain it to them and tell them how to do it and all that. And I love journals anyway. So I don't give them away. I'll just use them, because this one, I think I was going to give it to somebody, but I gave them a different one and I used that one. But yeah, so journaling is another thing, you know. But if you think about it, there were times in your life where that happened anyway, where you were so, gung-ho, you wanted to do this thing, or you wanted to go to this place, or you wanted to move to this spot, or you wanted to go to this particular school, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. You weren't able to do whatever it is you wanted to do. Weren't able to go on the trip. Weren't able to, you know, do whatever it was that your heart was set on. And then later on, you found out that it's a good thing, because they had a hurricane there where you were going at the time when you went, and it destroyed everything, or, you wanted to go to this party, and then, your mama wouldn't let you go. And then later on, you found out that it got raided by the cops. So you was glad you didn't go. You know what I'm saying? So it's all kinds of things like that. And I always talk about 911. Hey, Raquel, thank you for joining. I always talk about 911. I mean, um, especially in terms of the people that just decided to stay home. They just said, I'm going to stay home. I ain't going to go. Or they got an intuitive hit that said, you know, stay home. I don't feel like it. Thank you. Thank you for tapping. I don't feel good. I don't want to, whatever. And it's like, it's like when they look back later after the smoke cleared and everything and all that, all the things went down, they were like so glad they didn't go. So glad they didn't go to work. Save their life. And it's so many things like that, y'all. So many things that if you just say, I don't know what that is. And so the thing that gets me is it's so many hits just like that. So many times when we just say, you know what? I didn't get that job or I didn't get that promotion. And then later on, guess what? You realize it wouldn't work for you. The place wasn't good, or you knew somebody and they came and told you, girl, good thing you didn't go up in there. Because this happened and that happened, or they shut that place down, they closed it down, the state came in, blah, 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 on and on and on, all kinds of different things, but you're sitting around there, talking about, oh, I didn't get the job. Well, it wasn't for you. It's an obstacle. That is a lesson. It's not for you. It was for somebody else, but not you. And that's the part. Y'all, that is the part. It's like, it's for somebody else. It ain't for you. Wasn't for you to do. And that was a lesson for you many times. I've seen people that, they were supposed to do things, and they were supposed to, go places and all kinds of stuff, but they weren't able to do any of that. They weren't able to do it. And then, a lot of times, and I know I've done this, I'm guilty. You get all upset because you just knew this was going to work out, and you thought it was going to work out, and this is what you decided that you wanted, and you set the intention and all these things, and guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. Yeah, this is much better, because the turning around, that other one was like, oh. But this one is good. I'm enjoying this. It's good. Cool. But yeah, and partly probably because I want to go in this one, wherever it is. I need to find out where it is. It looks like the Maldives or something. That's what I think. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing, and thank you for tapping. Thank you for meeting my live, helping me meet my live goals. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for joining my team. Y'all, I'm so excited. I have 14 people on my team right now. So I am also looking for new team members. I'm also looking for subscribers, because once I get my subscribers to 25, y'all, I'm going to start doing meditation, subscriber only meditations and healings. So if that is something that's interesting to you, then come and subscribe. $2.99. That is all. $2.99 a month. I intentionally try to keep it, affordable. So $2.99 a month, less than a cup of Starbucks coffee. So again, I'm just blown away by this time where I'm truly just learning how to navigate, all of these metaphysical laws, and how to use them in order to manifest in the ways that we can. I'm also at this wonderful place where I just really believe in my connection to God, to the universe, to source. And so, to me, once you get to that place, it doesn't matter even the obstacles, because I have them. We all have obstacles. But it doesn't matter the obstacles. Once you really start diving in and understanding who you are and what it is that you're about, all of that, I'm telling you, none of that stuff matters. And those obstacles, they're just stepping stools. They're stepping stones. It's nothing to them. Nothing. 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 So, but once you really get to a place where you understand that obstacles are just opportunities for lessons to learn, and sometimes it's an opportunity for a shift. That is really what it is. It's like, you start looking, because a lot of times we look at things, and we look at things in a way that, maybe we used to look at them when we were old. Yes, growth. We look at things in a way that, maybe we used to look at things like that, when we were younger. And I always tell people, I'm like, I did a lot of crazy shit in my 20s. And I'm super excited and grateful that I have made it to my 50s. Because I think about some of the dumb stuff I did, and you guys know, I mean, I'm not the only one that did dumb stuff. I'm not the only one, but I can admit it and I can laugh at myself because I know some of the stuff I did was really stupid. And the funny part about it is I can't even hardly remember a lot of it because those years kind of went by in a blur. I can remember raising those children, and because I think about it, I was 21 when I had my first and 22 when I had the second one. So I was a busy girl in my 20s. but yeah. So, just to have this opportunity, to, take this time and just realize that it's just lessons. That's all it is for us. It's lessons. It's obstacle that is a lesson. And I think even sometimes if we even shift the way we look at obstacles, we kind of say, hey, Kia, thank you for joining. We kind of say, you know, this is just a blip on the screen. This is nothing. And it's just an opportunity for me to come clean with myself. An opportunity for me to understand what this is about. Opportunity for me to ask the questions, even so, you know. So, anyhow, y'all, this is a short, abbreviated one. Yes, face the fear. And that is the space. That's the space. If y'all want to go on this journey with me, come on. Make sure that you continue to follow me today. I am live early because I got off of work. I decided to come on live early. I'm actually live also on YouTube as well. But yeah, I decided to just come on here and just talk to y'all a little bit and get it straight. Thank you so much for tapping. And thank y'all for helping me meet my life goals. Thank you for joining my team. Thank you for subscribing. How about that? But I may be back on later. I'm not sure. I don't know. I might be back on later. Matter of fact, I probably will, because I'm gonna do I gotta do straight talk with Megan and Tammy. We're doing that tonight on Facebook, and I usually stream it here on TikTok. So I'll be live again then, probably, more than likely. I think we're gonna do that around 5. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that around 5. But anyway, I hope that your day is magical, that everything is everything. And y'all have a good rest of y'all's day. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank y'all. Let me see who's up here. User 909806814827122. Thank you for hanging out with me. And Raquel, I love you, girl. But I thank you, and I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's day.